We turn now to the economy. In today's meeting of the Federal Reserve, it's set to be closely watched by the White House and consumers, too. A big decision expected on interest rates at a time when inflation is holding steady despite higher prices on some key staples. You probably noticed ground beef, for example, up 16% from last year. Orange juice up 37%. NBC's senior business correspondent Christine Romans is in Washington for today's meeting. Christine, needless to say, there's been a lot of pressure on the Fed to lower interest rates. The Fed has lowered interest rates the last few times. What do you expect today?
We think there'll be a pause today. That's what most Fed watchers are expecting here. Look, the Fed, you're right, cut interest rates 3 times last year, trying to support a job market that had been slowing a little bit. But inflation is still higher than the Fed would like to see. So it doesn't want to cut too much because that could make inflation get worse. So you're right, that 2.7% inflation rate. There had been some progress earlier last year where inflation was getting closer to that 2% mark that the Fed likes to see, but still a little bit too high. So we expect the Fed torn between supporting a job market that looks a little sluggish and watching the inflation part of the story. We expect the Fed to stand pat today.
Speaking of the job market, Christine, just a short time ago, reportedly Amazon's going to be laying off about 16,000 people. Consumer confidence is down, but the stock market continues to surge. Make it make sense, Christine. What does it all mean?
Well, first, let's talk about those Amazon job cuts. These are the second big job cuts we've seen at Amazon since October. And you remember back in October, one of their executives said that AI is one of the most transformative technologies of our time. So you're seeing another round of layoffs here. And the company's saying that it's trying to decrease bureaucracy and cut some layers. So 16,000 jobs there. And, you know, I told you that last year was the weakest year for job creation in the U.S. outside of a recession since 2003. So things have really slowed down on the jobs front. These Amazon job cuts just kind of fill in that picture. But overall, a stock market at record highs and a really good year for stock market investors. Here's something so interesting. So much of the economy has been driven by people who have stock market and home equity wealth, that you're having what they're calling a K-shaped economy. Think of the letter K. People with money are doing a lot of the heavy lifting in the economy, and everybody else is complaining about prices. In fact, we had a consumer confidence number that was the worst in 11 or 12 years. And that shows you that people who are working Americans, paycheck to paycheck Americans, they're still kind of not feeling very great about an economy, even though so many of these numbers are just showing that it's almost boom times.
Interesting. Real disparity there. Christine, thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.